I want to give a quick update on the JSwap Civic project. I've got a few things done. My injured shoulder is starting to feel better, so I've been in the garage a little bit more. So what we got here, for those of you who haven't been following along, is a 98 Civic hatchback and a 2006 Honda Accord J30A5 with a manual transmission. The Civic was originally a automatic car, so changed the pedals and all that kind of fun stuff. So what I've done is I've taken the suspension, the springs and the shocks out of it, so that I could put the knuckles up and down to see what my axle links were going to look like. The engine is where it's going to sit. So it sticks up some. It's going to be poking out of the hood, but we all knew that anyways, right? It's a J series in a Civic. So what I did is, it's got turn this on, you can see something. Oh, I can't turn it on. It's got a CV axle on the passenger side from a EP3 Civic, so that's like a 02 to 05 Civic Si. And that works right out of the box. You can see I've got some clearance here. The engine's maybe a bit further to the passenger side than some people would put it, but that's fine with me. It'll work fine like that. And I have a battery to relocate, so I might relocate the battery to the driver's side to try to even things out a bit. The subframe in the back is notched. You can't see it, but I'll show you that in more detail later on. So yeah, I've got this piece of tape here to just eyeball how straight the engine is in the engine bay. And then I've just got it sitting on furniture dollies with wood on the bottom there, and the car's on jack stands. So the reason I know that my axle is the right length is I've jacked it up so that the knuckle is at ride height basically, and that happens to be the shortest. So when the axle is level, that's the shortest it's going to get. And it works out fine like that. I bought an axle for the driver's side, also from an EP3, and I didn't realize that the driver's side has a 29 spline inner CV joint instead of the 27 that you'd see on like a B series or a K series. So that's not going to work, obviously. So what I've got here is the EP3 axle in the front here, and then I've got a axle for the Accord in the back. And what I'm going to do is, and these are like, $40 a piece on Rock Auto. So I'm going to have, I don't know, $100 or so, $120 in axles in this car instead of $400. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to stick to a budget. So I'm gonna, similar to what I did with my Insight, I'm gonna cut the axle, and I'm gonna use the outer joint and part of the axle from the EP3, and then I'm gonna cut the Accord axle and use the inner joint and the part of the axle shaft from the Accord. And if you want to see how I've done that in the past, I made a video on it when I did it with the Insight. The new owner has taken it to a drag strip and done some hard launches on a prep track. So my understanding is it's still holding together. I never had an issue with it. I was able to get it welded together straight. I'll probably put some plug welds in the sleeve this time, just because it should help. What else do I have going on? I guess that's about all I have to show you today. I'm working on my list of tasks I need to complete to get the car put together. I can show you this. So I have one exhaust gasket that came with the engine. I don't have any dowmpipes for this, either the front or the rear, because they had the cats built in, and when I bought it from the salvage yard, it didn't have the cats on it. Obviously, they kept those to make some money off of them. My plan is to make a CAD model based on that gasket, and then I'll probably have laser cut me some 3/8 flanges, and then I'll build the exhaust from with 2.5-inch pipes, probably on the front and back, and then it'll merge to a 3 and go all the way back to probably a turbo muffler back there. I may put this bullet muffler that I've got hanging around on there too, to try to quiet it down a little bit more. Turbo muffler is kind of loud with a big exhaust and just the turbo muffler. So there's that. So I need to build a mount for the passenger side. I need to build a mount for the driver's side, and then I need to build a mount for the rear. So what I did is I bought these. Where's one at? Here we go. I bought the cheapest eBay steel mount kit that I could get for a B series, and my plan is to cut these up and adapt them. So I have the bracket that goes here. This one will probably be used pretty much how it is. The rear one will be used how it is. The one on the passenger side I've already cut up, but the D series stuff mounts to the 3 bolt holes on the frame here. So I'm going to mount to those, and then I'll probably weld the plate here to capture it as well. So this will be like this, bolted on here, and then I need brackets to grab onto that. So I just press the bushings out. So that this mount here looked like the one I just showed you sitting over there when I got it, more or less. The nice thing about the steel mounts is you can cut them up and weld them, and I think I paid $50 for the set. With they've got poly bushings in them and stuff, so it's a lot easier than trying to make that and print the bushings and do cast the bushings, whatever you're going to do. So yeah, I'm also going to redo the rear brake lines because they're leaking. My suspicion is that the fuel line is probably in not very good shape either, so the brake lines have been rusted out and replaced once, and then whoever the shop was that did the work, it's rubbing on the exhaust in the back and has worn a hole through. So those look like NICOP lines to me, those easy to flare and bend lines. So those got to go, and you can see they did a crap job. So I'm going to try to clean that up a little bit too. Fuel line runs right along the brake lines, and I'm sure that it's rusted out, or it's about to. So I'm going to just redo that now. I can show you the rust on the back. So I've got the rear bumper cover off. Started looking at how bad the car is rusted. The rocker's not bad at all, so that's good. It's got these relatively small holes here. Well, relatively small for one of these if you've ever seen one. So there's one here. So my plan is I'm going to cut this section out and patch it with sheet metal. And I have new quarters to go in there. Some guys will cut. So let me stand back so I can show you. Some guys will cut this whole section out and replace it with the patch panel, and maybe I've shown you those in a previous video. I don't see a point in that because this whole section here is good. So why would I cut that out and redo it? And then here, this is rusty, but still actually pretty solid. So I'll cut it out, get further back. I'll cut it out like this and patch that up and get it put back together. I'll probably roll the rear fenders while I'm at it, while I'm doing stuff. You know, eventually if I decide to put bigger tires in the back, I'll be ready to go for that. That's all I'm going to show you today. I think that's probably plenty. So until next time, I hope to next time show you an update on engine mounts and be able to show you what I've cobbled together for that. I did get some free steel that was hanging around. I'll show you that later when I build the mounts. I'll make an episode on that. So here's just a quick update. I have been doing a little bit. I've built a new Speeduino for it, which I can make a video of that too, so you can see what I built this time. It's sort of similar to what I built for my Insight, but not exactly the same. I've learned some stuff and I'm doing things a little bit differently. So yeah, that's a update on the EK Civic.